With the recent release of Paladin's latest champion, Nyx, there's been a lot of questions going around and a lot of people wondering, why did Paladins possibly copy Overwatch 2 with their most recent tank champion, Ramattra? Did Paladins actually copy Overwatch, or did Overwatch copy Paladins? I'm going to answer that in this video. Let's compare Nyx's and Ramatra's kits. Let's see how they actually are similar, and which one is actually the funner tank and funner character actually play. Because both characters have a bunch of cool stuff they both can do, and believe it or not, they're actually both pretty dang different. So let's get right into this. If you guys like these types of videos, you guys know what to do. But if you guys know what pretty much the deal, Nyx, newest champion to Paladins Overwatch 2, recently had Ramattra, which is the newest tank hero to the game. Let's kind of compare their abilities first and foremost. A lot of people are saying these two characters are both really similar, and I mean, it's been going for years. People have been saying that Paladins and Overwatch 2 kind of copy each other for years, which with a bunch of other things as well. I'm not going to talk about those in this video. I'm just going to be talking about Ramattra and Nyx, and if that was actually the case. But let's compare their abilities. Now, you actually got Nyx and Ramattra. Both of them, at least for Nyx, her like basic attacks and like her like the basic way she does damage is the same thing as Ramatra's alternate form. Now, I wouldn't even say this is really similar, because the alternate form from Ramatra, where he's punching people and you're able to run up to people and like just go swinging, is a legit an alternate form. That is his second form. That's not even his base form. And with like Nyx, that's just her basic attacks. That's how she does her base damage, and that's just how she does it the entire game. So even that, I wouldn't really say is even very similar. As for other similar abilities, you got Ramatra's ult, and then you have Nyx's, was it like AoE? It's not even really like the same thing. First of all, Ramatra's is an ult, which is a lot of people compare it to. Ramatra is a huge AoE ult that does a bunch of damage, and Nyx's AoE is mainly a shield that does tiny tick damage, but it's mainly shield, so if you're taking damage, it converts that into like health and like shield type health, which is completely entirely different. One's more of an offensive ability and an ult, and one's more of a kind of a defensive ability, mainly used to survive. Apart from that, we both have the same shields. The one thing I think that actually is really similar between both characters is Nyx and Ramattra both actually have the same type of shields. You can place them far or medium or like close range to you. You can pretty much place them wherever, and they pretty much look the same, and they kind of do the same thing. Granted, there's a few different things with like the health numbers and how they work, and with Paladins having talents and stuff, the shield can be changed with loadout cards and talents, but overall, this is like the main ability that both of the characters actually do have in common. It really is. And then the other thing, which both characters don't even have in common anyways, each of them for their alternate abilities and one of their other abilities. Ramatra has an AoE that's kind of a cripple that slightly does damage, but it's mainly like an AoE that lasts a few seconds that cripples. And then Nyx, her other ability is a short to medium range projectile that slows people. And depending on talent, it also can knock back and type of thing. But just at base, it is a close to medium range projectile that slows players for a short amount of time. So apart from that, not really too many similarities. There really isn't. Like, I'm taking this as base as well, because I know Paladins has loadout cards and talents. Like, I'm just talking like their base abilities and what each champion basically does. The only things that are really similar are the shields. Apart from that, everything else can be kind of similar, but it's not really the same thing because they're entirely different things, such as like Ramatra's ult being similar to an ability for Nyx, which is kind of just a basic ability for Nyx and used entirely different. Overall, did Paladins actually copy Overwatch? And the answer is actually no. The reason why it's no is because it's been confirmed by multiple people. If you guys know who Thunderbrush is, which is actually one of the former art director for the game. He's no longer there anymore. He left about a month or two ago, but he confirmed it that Nyx was in development for way over a year already. going into this before Ramattra was even released. Now, the only thing we don't really know is how long Ramattra was in development for. I don't know, maybe they were deciding to put Ramattra into the game for a long time, how long he was being developed, but at least for Paladins, Nyx was in development for well over a year. It was also confirmed by multiple Assembly of Champion representatives from the past year that she was also in development way longer than a year, and there's no possible way that like Paladins could actually copy Overwatch, and probably vice versa. So everybody's saying that. Unfortunately, that rumor and that is actually debunked, at least just by sheer facts, by people actually working there and that were actually working on the game. So if it wasn't that, then you can maybe still speculate if we didn't have like any confirmation from them type of people. But even then, I mean, there are a few similar abilities. Like, don't get me wrong, the characters are really similar, and there's a lot of parallels between both of the characters. But I don't think any of the games actually copied each other. It was just kind of more of a coincidence thing that the two of the characters they released around the same time were very similar. So apart from that, at least for me, which one is actually the funnest to play? Now, this is 100% opinionated. If you play Paladins or if you play Overwatch 2, some of you guys don't even play one of the games. You guys only play one out of both games. One of you only play Paladins, or one of you guys probably only play like Overwatch 2 and don't play Paladins anymore. This is 100% opinionated, but I like playing Ramattra way more. Mainly the reason why I don't really care for Nyx right now is mainly because of the bugs. I can't make a video without talking about Paladin's bugs. She has some really bad game-breaking bugs right now that need to be fixed with her to make her a lot more fun. But this is also coming from somebody that doesn't really play tanks and Paladins very often. The only tanks I really play are like Atlas, Khan, and Torvald once in a while, and I don't play tanks very much. And then being completely opposite in Overwatch 2 and in Overwatch, where tanks are my most played role. So I could be a little bit biased, but I do think Ramattra is the funner champion. And he feels like more like a tank, and he kind of plays more like a tank than Nyx does. He feels more impactful, especially when you're in an alternate form and being able to like run people down and just punch them to death. That kind of thing. It feels like you're actually impactful, and like your big beefy tank just being able to run down people and actually do decent amounts of damage, especially when you pop an ult and that type of thing. And I like Ramattra's personality too. I feel like Ramattra has a lot more character than Nyx does. Nyx is kind of not really, I wouldn't say she's characterless, but she's kind of boring, at least for me. Kind of the same type of theme with a lot of the recent champions that hasn't really done much, at least for me. But like I said, 100% opinionated. If you guys like Nyx or Ramattra, and you guys like playing one more than the other, that's completely fine, but 100% opinionated. I do like playing Nyx though. Nyx is a fun champion, but she's just being held back by how many bugs she currently has. I could be sitting here for next like 5-10 minutes discussing all the bugs that she currently has, but I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here for an entire 20-minute video just talking about Paladin's bugs. If you guys do want a video about Paladin's bugs though, or like a bug compilation of like all the bugs, or like clips of like finding bugs and stuff on stream, let me know in the comments down below. I might actually do that in the future. But apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys answered some questions and kind of broke it down to the simplest there really was. And kind of answered the age-old question, or the question that everybody's been asking over the last couple months. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys like these videos, leave a like, subscribe, and share the video, especially if you are new. I also stream. I'm starting to stream on Twitch if you guys want to go follow me over there. And I also stream on YouTube most of the time. Overwatch 2, Paladins, Apex Legends, Splatoon, a bunch of other stuff. We got a bunch of new games on the way in the next couple months too. I'll be trying. You guys don't want to miss out. Stay notified to the channel. And apart from that, hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in a future video.